Welcome to the Attic of Orphan Pictures. I'm your host, Philip Mershon. Saddle up, partners. We're going to go moseying out to the Wild West. I have a really unique Western for us today called Harlem Rides The Range. And yes, the title tips you off to what's so unique about this picture. It was the last in a series of 4 all-black cast Westerns released between the end of '37 and the beginning of '39, and it stars the remarkable Herb Jeffries. Jeepers, where to start? Well, there's certainly no point in starting with the plot, such as it is. If there was ever a really thin booklet published called Western Movie Plots for Fun and Profit, I think this would be plot number 3. But listen, that's not why we're here watching it. We're here watching it because it's historically important and more folks need to know that it exists. So let's start with Herb Jeffries. This guy is such a story, and one never knows how much of the story is believable because Herb himself changed it over time. The original story is that Jeffries, a man of mixed race, was born in Detroit in 1913. His mother was 100% Irish, and his soon-to-be absent father, he said, was of Sicilian, French, and Ethiopian heritage. Gifted with a beautiful singing voice, he left school at 16 when the stock market crashed and began singing in speakeasies around Detroit to bring money into his family home. One night, the great Louis Armstrong was in the audience and was so impressed, he gave Herb a letter of introduction to the Erskine Tate Band, and off to Chicago and the Savoy Ballroom Jeffries went. Not long after landing the gig with Tate, he really hit the jackpot by moving on to the band of jazz great Earl Father Hines. And it was while touring with the Hines organization in the segregated South that Herb said he kept seeing all these young boys cramming into the colored-only movie theaters on Saturday mornings to watch Western serials starring the likes of Ken Maynard, Gene Autry, and Crash Corrigan. So a light bulb turns on, and Jeffries vows to find a way to make Western pictures where these kids could have cowboy heroes that look like them. Maybe a far-fetched idea for the time, but modern reporting has verified that the West probably could never have been one without roughly 25% of all cowboys who were African Americans. So Herb's notion wasn't so off the beam as you might think. Out here in Hollywood, he knew that no major studio would consider his pitch, so he marched over to good old Poverty Row and he made the deal. In all, there were 4 pictures made, and today's offering, Harlem Rides the Range, was the last in the series. Who knows, there may have been more if Jeffries had not been offered the dream job of any upstanding black crooner, being the vocalist for the Duke Ellington Orchestra, where he would record his timeless hit, Flamingo. And I'll come back to Herb in a minute. So what we have here is an all-black Western made for all-black audiences by white producers and a mostly white crew on the cheap. And when I say cheap, it was filmed in under a week for a budget of something like $6,000. For the most part, the cast all had little or no film acting experience, and it often shows up in their line readings. And the stereotypes that clung to black characters in white pictures like ignorance, laziness, necrophobia are all here too. It's important to realize, and I want to say this and clear the air, these pictures weren't made for us, but rather for the audiences of that day. And in watching them, it's tempting to take the easy and frankly lazy way out by succumbing to instant outrage because we've thankfully evolved so much since then. But to grab onto that knee-jerk emotion and run away from a full viewing deprives one of the much richer experience of having an actual window into what served as entertainment in our world decades ago. So context, as well as cringing, is the far better approach with so many of these pictures that I program. And I'll wager you this much, if I were a little African American kid in 1939 going in to see, finally, a handsome black singing cowboy who whoops the tar out of the dastardly black bad guys and gets the beautiful black girl in the end? Well, this is probably the best picture I'd ever seen. Also of note is the picture was filmed entirely on Murray's Dude Ranch in Victorville, California. Dude ranches were quite the vogue between the late 20s and the early 50s as an escape vacation from the clogged urban cityscapes to the great open West. You could ride, swim, hike, eat chuck wagon meals, and have Western campfire sing-alongs. The difference here, once again, Murray's was black-owned, and though open to all people, catered mostly to a black clientele, including sports and showbiz stars like Joe Louis and Lena Horne. And finally, to finish up with Herb Jeffries. As I said, his story changed over the decades, and by the 60s he was, you ready for this, identifying as Caucasian. His story by then was that there was no Ethiopian in his lineage, or maybe there was generations back, and that the Sicilian blood had made him just dark enough that in that original interview with Erskine Tate, along with the recommendation coming from Louis Armstrong, Tate leapt to the conclusion that Herb too was from New Orleans and was a Creole, and Herb said he just mumbled his agreement, not wanting to lose a chance at singing with such an established band. And once presented as black, he just stuck with it. Now, if this is true, it takes an already fascinating life story and ups the ante considerably. I mean, in an era where so many fair-skinned people would have to pass for white for the better opportunities afforded, Jeffries' story flips that tactic on its head. Throughout the remainder of his life, Herb continued to act when chances came up, married 4 times, once to the legendary stripper Tempest Storm, and he never stopped singing. In his 90s, he was appearing once a week at a jazz club while working on an album he was producing out of a home studio set up in a bedroom of his Palm Desert home. Oh, and did I forget to mention that on top of all this, he was a yogi. He passed away in 2014 at the age of 100. Well, I think that's enough for you to chew on, so without further ado, I give you Herb Jeffries and the gang in Harlem Rides The Range.
That you'll never hear me holler about the word on the range. And I love to hit the lever in any sort of weather. And I know I'll never change with my rope and my saddle and my horse and my gun. I'm a happy cowboy. So when the day is ending, neath the setting sun, a happy cowboy's word is fun.
Hello, Denison. Hello, Bradley. What's on your mind? Money. You know that mortgage is due next month. You gonna pay it? You bet. How? That's my business. I've been pretty easy with you, Jim. The interest hasn't been paid for over a year. I could foreclose right now if I wanted to. You know that, don't you?
Don't do that, Mr. Bradley. You'll get your money and interest, too. I'll give you a nice little bonus.
Yeah? Say, something like a half interest in your mine?
My mind? Well, what are you talking about? I haven't got any mine. Well, where'd that stuff come from?
My samples. Where did you get that? Why getting a text or mail for me? Tex lost them. Never mind where we got them. The question is, where did you get them? Listen, Bradley, you're a pretty slick article, but if you think you're going to get your hands... Take nothing. I know. You'll either give me a half interest in that mine, or I'll take it all. Now take your choice. You fool, you've killed him. Well, if I hadn't hit him, he'd have killed you. Now how are we going to find that radium deposit? Well, he found it, didn't he? Yeah, and it took him 14 years to do it. Somebody's coming. We'll have to get him out of sight.
Man, them two guys ride like they's going to dinner. And speaking of dinner, let's go over to the ranch house and see if we can promote some hot groceries. Bob, you ain't got no scruples against eating, has you?
No, not yet.
Make me know it then. Come on, let's go.
Okay, Dusty. Maybe we can get a job.
A job? What you trying to do? Spoil my appetite?
Hello? Hello?
Who you talking to?
I guess there's no one home.
Oh, yes, there is. I see some old friends of mine. Think I'll pay them a little visit.
Hey, you can't do that.
How come I can't?
Well, that stuff belongs to someone. Well, that'd be stealing. Would it? Sure. Unless the people ask you to have some.
Oh, well, let's just sit right down here and wait for an invitation.
What's the matter?
Please, Bob, tell me that ain't what I think it is.
Looks like blood.
I was afraid of that.
Where you going? Thought you was gonna wait.
Not now.
Oh, what you afraid of? Probably one of those fellas. Cut his hand and was heading for a doctor. That's why they were in such a hurry.
You reckon that's what happened?
Sure. I wonder who that is. Boy, if I could find a girl like that, Dusty, you'd be looking for a new partner. Look at that.
Pretty, ain't she?
Pretty? Why, man, she's beautiful. Look at those eyes.
Uh-huh.
Like a couple of stars looking out at you from an angel's face. Come on, Dusty, let's go.
The Lord helps those who helps themselves.
Dusty'll have to knock on it if you expect to find a grub pile before dark.
You got a can opener?
A can opener? What do you want with a can opener?
Man, is you crazy?
You can't eat that. That's dog food.
Not bad, fun old man. 5 out of 6.
That's fine, boy.
Yes, Slim, it's your turn. Now let's see what kind of a marksman you are.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, I ain't no cowpuncher, Mr. Watson. I'm a cook. Cooks don't have to shoot.
You never can tell, Slim. Look what happened to old Hash Thompson. He was a cook.
That's what I'm talking about. If old Hash hadn't put so much faith in that gun of his, he'd be living right now.
Yeah, but what happened to Hash might happen to you. His shells were wet and his weapon snapped. It didn't fire.
No, sir, that could never happen to me. No, sir. Wet or dry, my weapon never snaps.
All right, Shorty. Set those cans up out there. Hold it, boys. Go ahead, Slim. Try again.
Oh, this old gun ain't no good. It won't shoot straight. Well, you see, it don't fit my hand. I got to have a particular kind of a gun.
Here, try this one.
Well, now, that's better. If the bullets fit my aim, I'm going to show you all some shooting what is shooting. No. This gun... This gun never misses. It fits my aim. You know, when I was in Mexico, I was famous for my upside-down shot. Now, that goes something like this. You know, Mexico's a funny place. You heard about them fellas what kills the bull. Them toreadors? They don't kill no bulls. I used to sit way up in the grandstand. And whenever one of them fellas got in the jam, I always helped him out. How, Slim? By shooting the bull? Now, you're laughing. That's funny, ain't it? That's how I done it. By slaying the bull. Now, I'll show you how I used to do it.
What'd you use, Slim? A 30-30?
No. I always give the bull an even break. I used a 50-50. Now, Mr. Watson, I'm going to show you the shot that made Buffalo Bill famous. I taught it to him. It's called the mirror shot. Of course, I do it without a mirror. That makes it harder.
Howdy, folks. Hope you didn't mind me butting in on your fun. No hard feelings.
Do you shoot that straight all the time?
Well, just about.
No, sir. No hard feelings.
My name is Blake. Bob Blake, from Texas.
Texas is a mighty big place, son.
Dusty and me from the Panhandle country, down Amarillo way.
My name's Watson.
Glad to know you, Mr. Watson. Do you own this outfit?
Yeah.
Well, how's chances my partner and I joining up with you?
The way things have been going here lately in Dog Valley, I might could use a boy that shoots as straight as you do. If you want to stick around, I'll be glad to have you. It'll be 30 a month in grub.
When do we start?
And when do we eat? Are you boys hungry? Y-E-S. Yes. Slim, fix the boys some grub.
Supper won't be ready for about an hour, but in the meanwhile, I can fix them up some steaks and some fried potatoes and...
Oh, no. We wouldn't think of putting you to all that trouble.
Oh, let the man alone. He knows what he's doing. Come on, boy. Don't float this.
That's Slim and some shot. Yeah, but he didn't have the right gun. I thought you could do it.
Who's that? One of your men?
Yeah, that's Jim Connors, my foreman. Come on, you want to know him. Jim, I just signed on Bob Blake and Dusty here to ride for this outfit. Howdy, boys.
Howdy.
How's the fella that cut himself? What fella? The fella you took to the doctor. You know, the one that got hurt over the little ranch house in Nevada.
Why, I don't know what you're talking about. I just rode out from town.
Well, I'll be doggone. You sure looks like the same fella. And I know that's the horse, ain't it, Bob? Ain't that the same horse we saw over there?
You must be mistaken, Dusty. That couldn't be the same horse if Mr. Connors just rode in from town.
Charlie Johnson's got a mare that looks a great deal like my horse. Maybe you seen him. Well, boys, let's see up to the bunkhouse.
One of them ought to get a different horse. It ain't right for two men to look so much alike and ride the same kind of horses.
Yeah, the place was really torn up. Just like there'd been a fight. Whose place is that, anyway?
That's Jennifer, an old friend of mine. And when the man said that, I stopped.
Dusty, you mean you stopped running?
Yeah, I stopped running and went to flying. Blake, are you sure that was blood on that table?
I'm positive.
And you said two men rode away fast just before you came up?
Yes, sir.
Boss, can I speak to you private for a minute? Sure, Cactus. Excuse me.
Why don't you play that black 9 on that 10, that red 10?
You know the game?
Yeah. Solitaire, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's a one-man's game.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I know he drinks once in a while, Mr. Watson. But old Tex has never done nothing like this in all the years I've known him. And I've got a hunch something's happened to him.
Cactus, my guess is that he went on a bender. And if you go to town tomorrow, you'll find they've got old Tex in jail, waiting for him to sober up.
No, boss. He ain't in no jail. I got a hunch something's gone wrong, and I'm worried about the old hoot owl. 'Cause he ain't as young as he used to be.
Go ahead, Cactus, if you want him. But like as not, old Tex will be here for breakfast in the morning and tell us both a good big lie about where he's been. Good night.
Night, boss.
Come on, Dusty, do another thing.
I'm too fatigued. Why don't y'all get Bob to sing your number?
Can he sing?
Can he sing? Boy, he can hit high C with 4 biscuits in his mouth.
Come on up, songbird, and chant us a number.
Okay. Just one, and then we'll all turn in. Hit us a chord there, Colorado. When the cowpoke's day is ended and the sun has gone to rest and the prairie seems so peaceful and so free, yet there is no one to greet him at his cabin in the west. Oh, the cowpoke's life's the only life for me. With his tried and trusted bronco and his saddle and his gun and a blanket rolled to pillow his head, yet there is no one to meet him when his daily work is done. And it's time for all the women to go to bed. Now I know a day's a coming when a cowpoke's work is through, and the new range way up yonder he will roam, where he won't be needing saddle, nor his bronco or his gun. Way up yonder, when the good Lord calls him home, calls him home, calls him home, way up yonder, when the good Lord calls him home, for he won't be needing saddle, nor his bronco or his gun. Way up yonder, when the good Lord calls him home.
Were you looking for someone? Well, to be truthful, I was looking for you. You found me. This'll probably cost me my job. But it was worth it.
Hello there, Slim. How's you this morning?
I'm busy. That's how it is.
Ain't there something I can do to help you?
How come you're getting so accommodating all of a sudden?
Well, wherever I works, I always likes to help the cook.
Well, that's fine. You can peel these spuds.
Peel all them?
Sure.
Why, man, don't you know that all the strength lies in the jackets?
Maybe you're right. Wash 'em.
Wash 'em.
Sure.
When you gonna use 'em?
Tonight, for supper?
Oh, well, just let 'em lay there for a while. It might rain.
Say, Dusty, did you give that gun to Connors?
Not yet. I haven't seen him.
Well, when you give it to him, you tell him I said if he ever draws that gun on me again, I'm going to make him eat it.
Eat it?
That's right. Eat it.
Say, Slim, can you give me a couple of slices of bread and butter?
What do you want with bread and butter?
Well, since he's got to eat it, it might taste better in a sandwich.
Good morning, boys. Good morning, Mr. Watson. What's that? Looks like Connor's gun. Yeah, that's Connor's gun.
Did you have any trouble with Connors?
Oh, no, we just had a little tussle, that's all. Just a little tussle. Yeah, when I fired him this morning, it looked like he'd been run through a meat grinder.
Fired him?
Yeah. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. I even gave him $5 extra to get off the place in 10 minutes. Say, Blake, you come with me. I'm going over on the North Range, and, I want to talk to you. Okay, Mr. Watson. By the way, Slim, what are we having for supper tonight?
Some lazy man's potatoes.
Lazy man's potatoes? I never heard of them. What are they?
That's potatoes with the jackets on them.
You know that fellow Connors is trying to hide with his feet sticking out.
What you mean?
He's the same fellow me and Bob sold at that ranch house the other day.
Is you sure?
Of course I'm sure. Why, he's too mean to be twins. You know, something happened over there at that house the other day.
I can't tell you all I saw, 'cause I was too scared to remember.
You reckon there was a killing there?
Must have been. There was blood on the table.
Did you see the body?
If I had, I'd be clear back in Texas.
Say, maybe something happened to Mr. Dennison. Come on, let's go see.
Not me.
You ain't...
No, I ain't scared. I'm just cautious.
Maybe we can do something to help. Come on.
Now, here's where I make my second mistake of the day. The first was when I got up.
There's Cactus. Come on, let's have a look. Hey, well, what?
Well, boss, I found the old Tex, and I done put him to bed for the last time.
Don't be afraid.
Who's afraid?
I am. Let's go home.
You're a coward. Be brave like me.
Was that you?
No. Must have been one of them coyotes. Come on. Let's see what's in here.
So far, I ain't seen nothing. And I ain't gonna see something if I can help it.
That's it. Stop pushing.
I ain't pushing.
That's it. Don't come fooling. Well, where is you?
I'm in here. Where's you?
I don't know where I is, but I got a feeling I ain't gonna be there long.
Howdy, Sheriff. What brings you out this way?
Job of dog lights. El folklore to serve on Joy Dennison.
Bradley? That's too bad. We were on our way over there, too. This is Bob Blake, my new foreman.
Howdy, Sheriff.
He's got an idea something funny's been going on over there. We'll tell you about it as we ride along, Sheriff.
Say, have you figured out what the next move is? I'm way ahead of you. I made it already. I foreclosed on Dennison's ranch this afternoon. The sheriff's probably on his way out there now.
The sheriff? But he's allowed to find out about the...
Well, what of it?
Guess he hasn't come home yet.
Nope. Nobody here. Somebody been here. Place look like a cyclone struck it.
Oh, that don't mean anything. Dennison lives alone. He ain't much of a housekeeper. Place always looks this way.
Is this the blood you saw?
Tomato juice.
I guess the last on you, Blake. Come on, boys. Let's go.
That's Slim's horse over there.
Yeah, and the other one's Dusty.
I wonder what are they doing over here? And where are they?
I don't know. But I'll bet I could make a good guess.
Man, my boots are sure burning up.
Yeah, but I still got a chill running down my spine. Say, what was you running for anyhow?
Same thing you was.
What did you see?
I can't tell you. Unless I get scared all over again.
What I want to know is who's going back after them horses?
I don't know who is, but I sure know who ain't.
What you fixing to do, Cactus? Go deer hunting?
No, boss. Going skunk hunting.
Well, have you seen one around?
Yeah, there's one around, all right. Old Tex was shot in the back.
Why did you run away and leave your horses?
I was in a hurry.
Did you think you could run faster than your horse?
Yeah. Right at that time, that horse didn't see what I saw.
Flower, prairie rose, you're as sweet as each flower that grows. Every hour, every day, you are near me, though you're away. The rolling tumbleweed whispers to me, and they tell me that your heart's for me alone. Prairie flower, till we meet, prairie flower, make life complete. Prairie flower, prairie rose, you are sweet as every your heart's for me alone. For me
Mighty fine singing, Blake.
Thanks, Mr. Watson. Sure glad you liked it.
Yeah. By the way, you better ride into Dog City and get the mail.
Yes, sir.
Look in at Dennison's on your way. Maybe he's come home.
Okay, Mr. Watson.
What are you doing here?
Just dropped in to see if Mr. Dennison was home.
Dennison won't be back. I've taken over this property.
Sorry, I didn't know that.
There's a lot of things you don't know, hombre.
Meaning what?
Meaning that people that stick their nose into our business don't live long.
Thanks. I'll remember that.
You talk too much. If you want to wait for me, you'll have to learn how to hold your tongue.
That comes high, Bradley.
What do you mean?
I mean, right now I need $100
For what?
for holding my tongue.
All right, Connors.
Where's that new foreman of yours, Watson? Bob Blake? He rode into town. Why? What's on your mind? Right now, Watson, it's murder. Murder? Yeah. An ex-foreman of yours, Conlon. Yes, but you don't think Bob Blake had anything to do with it, do you? Yes,
Hello? Did you mail, Mr. Watson? Say, what's the matter? You fellas look like somebody died.
That's your glove, Blake?
Yeah. Thanks. I was wondering where I lost that. Where'd you find it?
Under Jim Connor's body.
Under Jim Cunn's body?
Sheriff, I think you're making a big mistake. Maybe so. All evidence pointing to the boy, and I got to take him in. Well, you go along with him, Bob, and I'll see that everything comes out all right.
Okay, Mr. Watson. Say, Sheriff, what's the charge?
Suspicions of murder. What's this for? I don't want you. Me and him is buddies. And when you suspicions him, you suspicions me. Suppose you don't find that mine.
We'll find it all right. In fact, I've got a very good idea where it's located.
Your proposition looks pretty good. Count me in on it.
Now you're talking sense. Now listen, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to town in the morning and mail those samples in that letter that Connors took off the text. And then you and the other boys... Hello? Oh, hello, Sheriff. Yes, this is Bradley.
Hey, Bradley. I think you'll be able to get your money out of that Dennison property.
What makes you think so?
Well, I had a talk with Watson this afternoon. He got a letter from Dennison's daughter, and she's coming out here.
Yeah, but what makes you think I'll get my money?
The letter said the girl come into some property from her uncle's will. Get some money out of it. $6,000. She'll arrive at Dog City Junction tomorrow morning at 9:30.
Why is she getting off at the junction?
Well, it's closer to the valley, and besides, she's expecting Watson to meet her there. But he don't like the idea of having to tell the girl about her father.
So he asked me to drive over there and meet her.
Well, look, Sheriff. If it'll help you any, I'll meet the girl for you.
Well, now, that's fine, Bradley. You meet the girl and bring her here to my office, and we'll break the news to her easy like.
All right, Sheriff. Good night. I'll see you in the morning.
That kind of cuts into our plans, doesn't it?
I don't think so, Zeno. In fact, I think it rather helps things along.
How do you figure that?
Well, tomorrow, we'll send those samples into town by somebody else. You and I are going to meet that train.
Oh, I see. The girl didn't arrive.
Hey, Sheriff. What time is it?
Exactly 9 o'clock, son. Got a match, buddy? Can you sing?
No, why?
Well, you better give me that letter and package, or you'll soon be learning to sing in the heavenly choir. There. Are you fellas hungry? I'm so hungry I could eat a whole steer. But I guess I could wait a little while. All right. As soon as I get through here, I'll go over and get your breakfast.
Hold it, Sheriff. I'll trouble you for those keys. Don't break 'em. Throw 'em. Catch 'em, Dusty. Step inside, Sheriff. You too, Dusty.
How come?
Well, it's an old saying. He travels fast who travels alone, and I've got to travel fast. Come on. See you later, Sheriff.
Hey, give me my belt.
Oh, no. There's only one person going to get out of jail with this rope today, and that's me.
That's gratitude. What's going on, Sheriff? Never mind asking questions. Get those keys over there and open this door. Hurry up. But I got to talk to you, Sheriff.
I ain't got time.
Take time. Here, read this letter. I got it off one of Bradley's men.
Then Bradley must have killed Dennison, too. Come on, man, let's go.
Are you Margaret Dennison?
Why, yes. I was expecting Mr. Watson to meet me here. Are you one of his men?
Yes, yes. Come on, come on.
But what about my bag?
Never mind your bag.
It's that guy Blake. He's got the girl. After him, men. There's his horse. Come on.
How's the ammunition holding out?
There's only 2 left.
There's only 1 shot left.
I wonder why they've stopped shooting.
I don't know. All right, boys, put the cuffs on them.
Wait. Then let me do the looking.
Blake! Blake! Where are you?
Over here, Mr. Watson.
Boys, take them to town.
Bob, we just got here in time. Sure glad you came. You get everybody, Sheriff?
All except one. Bradley got away.
Who's that up there?
Well, that's Cactus. Well, I guess old Cactus got that skunk he was looking for.
Daddy? Well, where's my father? What's the matter? Daddy!
Gee, honey, I'm glad you're home.
But, Daddy, what were you doing under the floor?
Why, that's where my radium mine is located. Why, Brad and his gang were trying so hard to exterminate me.
Oh.
Well, that mine is worth $50,000.
Gee, Daddy, that's wonderful. How'd you find it?
So you're the one who stole that picture.
Did you steal my picture?
Well, I just borrowed it.
Why?
Well, I kind of like the looks of it.
You may keep it if you wish.
Oh, gee, thanks.
When the day is ended, 'neath the setting sun,